All right, everyone, welcome back for another episode of Carnivore Trades. Today's Thursday, December 19th, 2024. If you're not done so already, please give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Again, free daily analysis every day of the week. And come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Anyways, let's get into it here today. So, no continuation yet, but really just kind of a pause after the basically historic sell yesterday. And we'll see here, it's about 3:30. So we may be, and we're basically flat at the moment. So we might see another downdraft here if we can sell off into the last 30 minutes or so. And that would make it, I believe, 11 straight days of negative breadth. So if we look here, sorry, there we go. Yeah, 11 straight days. Or sorry, no, 14. Never mind, no, much more than 11. So 14. I think the Dow, what am I thinking? I'm thinking of the Dow here. Yeah, that would be, 3, 6, 9, 10. Yeah, so it looks like the Dow is going to hold up here. So congratulations to the Dow and equal weight S&P for being fractionally higher here. But again, absolute basement stuff here. You're getting a small bounce, I guess, in the McClellan. I've been watching this very closely here. Let's just kind of simplify it right now, right? We had a big downdraft, and there's a good amount of interest growing at 58.50. I think if you get that tomorrow, and we can close back inside of yesterday's low, it does increase the odds of a relief bounce early next week. If not, and we see further weakness, I know we talked about 580 on SPY. That does come into play here. And then I think 575 is very good support on the downside. So if we keep flushing, those are levels I would be looking at for sure. On the upside here, right now 590 is kind of a pin. Remember, tomorrow PCE in the morning, we also have OPEX. So that's going to be a big deal. That's going to keep us pinned. I think we're going to close inside of yesterday's low tomorrow, but I think we will spike that low. It would be very unusual if we don't test this low at least once. But right now, I believe I talked about this morning, but yeah, you got to get above. I'm just going to call it a little bit tough on these. I'm just going to say 59.50. I know I keep flipping between the two here, but it's about 594 or 594.50 on SPY if that's what you're following. In the 595 strike. I know that they're a little off, and that's always kind of frustrating, but right in that area, we would see a much bigger squeeze, a much bigger relief rally towards the 6,000 handle. That does increase the odds of a low being put in. It doesn't officially get put in until I think we take out 60.25. So if you take that out, you're back inside of that broken down flag. That's every short trapped, and then you're going to squeeze up to new all-time highs. But if not, then we can just defer to bears here who have the control right now, right? So we have the big downdraft on high volume. Again, weekly chart. Tomorrow's close is going to be very important, right? Because right now we're just chilling here. This is no different than this sell-off. It's no different than the gap down here and then closing green, right? So as long as we're above the weekly 20, really no damage. And we look at the Qs, right into this trend line here again. NQ. All it's doing is back testing. I could see maybe a 50 MA hit, and then, if this breaks back above, it could squeeze up. But weekly close will be important. Again, looking at that weekly NQ, still okay. But you could put it in a engulfing candle and on volume. So a lot of things are important here to be watching into tomorrow. But usually like to just defer to that weekly close before making any serious decisions here, but those are the levels I'm watching. IWM here again flat. There is a little bit of put support at 220. And what's interesting here, what's a positive for the bulls, I haven't seen any. I saw a lot of downside hedges get closed out. There was a lot of downside hedges, downside straddles all the way down yesterday at the bell. 580, 575. It was all the way down in like $5 increments here. Those all got closed out, and I don't see them there for Friday either. I don't see them for Monday either. Another thing is I don't see market makers hedging on the VIX here. GEX has been about the same. We're above that $20 strike. And we're actually, yeah, we're at 23. They haven't really been pushing up to 25, so it doesn't appear they expect much here. There's also, this is for, by the way, next Tuesday, this section I'm talking about. There also are long puts at 14. So if we get some type of a crush here, vol crush tomorrow, maybe they pull the rug, do the old pin them down on Friday, and then, oops, we gapped up. Pajama traders just gapped us up. We get the vol crush Monday. That could get us into that range. So a lot to look at here. But if we look at, vol products, VIXI outperforming here. VIX isn't a vol product, but it is green. VIX futures, they've just been bidding all day. And it looks like it's finally just dipping now, but bidding all day long. Why does this matter? Well, because the actual VIX is red. So it means traders are anticipating volatility here. So if we do get it, I think that the positive here for bulls here, or anybody who's looking for a tradable low, a capitulation move, right? We were looking at these oscillators, McClellan being one of them, breadth at record territory, Dow at record territory, RSP record territory for losses and negativity and such. And we're looking at these lower levels. If they're hitting with vol spiking, it means we're going to get to max fear really quick, which can provide you with the sell-off's best friend, which is the short squeeze, or its cousin or brother, of whatever you want to call it. Again, these are all just tradings. These are all just trade setups here. I'm not talking about what we're going to be doing in February or March right now, although I do have some thoughts on that. But right now, this is where we're at. We need to see some price discovery. I'd like to see what tomorrow's close looks like to tell us more. And we'll see. Do they flush it down a little bit into the close? It's possible. Again, 58.50 is growing in interest. Anyway, over the Dow, again, holding that 100 MA. I don't think this is going much past 420. Another thing I was pointing out earlier, or actually last night with members, is you remember this XLK move? So everybody was, like, oh, that's it. That's it. You broke the uptrend. It's over. But, if you just zoom out, you go to the bigger trend line, it just, it went down for 2 more days, and then that was a huge buy. It kind of reminds me of that with the Dow here. We broke that blue trend line, but you just zoom out. If this goes straight down into that, it's probably going to get supported. There is some dealer support at 420, as well as some fibs too. I mean, you got from the 2023 low, got a 236. And if we go to, where is it, this pivot, 50% at 418. So that was the August 5th pivot. So there's levels there. I do like Dow at 420 if it doesn't hold up. If this does go higher tomorrow, 430 and then 435 are your targets on the Dow. It's probably the most amount of time I've spent talking about the diamond here. Anyway, SMH here, again, down 1.1. It was up a little bit earlier. NVIDIA was hanging in there okay. Now it looks like it's getting soft. They're going to try and, we've just been slow bleeding the way, the whole day. So they might try to get everybody out of this into the close. IGV is green. That's coming in as well as we speak. Dow transports all the way to the 200. So what a decline there. I may want to go get that trend line after all, that big macro trend line. So great slice there. Bitcoin going for this one here too. But 2s are red, 5s, 10s, and 30s all up, higher highs. Again, yields are, this move's real. So this level here, though, 475 on the 30s is a pivot point. And it has been one for, a long time. So, and so long we had to mess up our charts. Yeah, so we overshot it and then came down, lower highs. And so this is a big old macro trend line here. But there you go. And it is reacting a little bit. I do think yields could be a fade soon. I just don't have the setup yet. I'm looking for one though. So that would be like a TLT long. And this happens every time, right? I remember back here, I was like, why are people still shorting or still buying bonds? The smart people were shorting down here, and then we had the Fed cut, and then people go into the hole. You don't want to do that. So I think that's kind of what's happening now. You had the smart money buying here, and now we're kind of getting like, okay, well, we already know about it. People piling in at this point. I just don't have a setup yet, but I'm looking. Anyway, home builders, yeah, down 2%, right into that trend line. Yeah, could go to 100. There is good support there with that failed bear pattern, whole round number, and head and shoulder target. So lo and behold, the home builders are going to fill out a head and shoulder. Like the most resilient sector I think I've ever seen. They're finally going down. Look at VNQ here. So through the 200. We'll see where this closes tomorrow. You prefer to close back above. You got the weekly 50 right there. But what a collapse. I mean, this was at 98 like 2 weeks ago. It's a big move for this type of sector. XLF with a small bounce. A good outside move there. I don't have much of an opinion right now on financials, but we talked about that 47 level. And then KRE also coming into some support here, right? Previous high. You got the gap 100 MA. That could be a tradable bounce potentially. And there's KBE into the same area effectively. And broker dealer is green, but they came off the highs pretty sharply today. Oil, again, on the weaker side. So, right, inflation is becoming embedded, but we're not seeing that in oil prices. It looks to me like the market's saying stagflation. So that's kind of what I get from this. Oil is going to wake up here at some point. We've been in a tight range for 2 months now. Outside of this little spike down and this little spike down, right, we've been between 67 and 72 for 2 months. So volatility is coming in this. See what that is. XLE continuing to hemorrhage. I think it's good. I think certain things in these opportunities are buys. Maybe even healthcare. I didn't even talk about healthcare, but I still maintain liking energy. XOP, excuse me, going to double bottom. OIH going to double bottom as well. CCJ, green on the day. Again, this is a niche sector, so it can kind of outperform or underperform the market on its own leisure. URNM getting a small bounce at the trend line, and then URNJ right into our Pierce of 19 area. Yeah, gas up 7%. Look at that. So we call the market, please. Ring the bells. Ding, 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 ding. So this is incredibly unusual. So I just want to make sure everyone is aware of that. Nat gas typically, excuse me. Nat gas typically does not do this during December. It's usually a November, third week of November high, and then it's pretty much down all year long. If we look at the continuous, you can see that we had the peak there, and it came back up. So if we can clear this 360, 365, 370 area, it could be going higher. We'll see. But that F contract, that definitely does not happen often. There is a ton of trap bulls here, though, at like 380 on these contracts. But anyway, dollar index here, 108.35. I think that can go to 109, 109.50, as you guys know. No changes. Gold, still just chopping around. So on the weaker side lately, but I'm looking for this to do some more consolidation and then maybe get involved again. Silver got down to close to our 29 area, and it is bouncing. We'll see if that holds up. Again, I think I think gold and silver are interesting. I think they're getting interesting into quarter one. I don't have the signals on platinum and palladium yet. When I do, I'll buy them. And then copper here down 1.7. This is probably going to, unless you get a liquidity grab here, like a spike down and then that, we're probably headed to 390. So anyway, strongest, sector in the market, or the most risk-on sector in the market, is ironically like the strongest right now, and that's crypto. So we still have, Fartcoin making all-time highs, and Fartcoin was down less than the spiders, the Qs, the Russell, and the Dow yesterday. So, I mean, talk about a store of value. But higher lows here on Bitcoin. You can see we're bouncing just in the few minutes that I've been doing this video. And we'll see if that holds up there. See, now I'm losing my voice here. The market makers took my voice and my shares yesterday. So anyway, ETH here into the 50 MA and back testing this trend line right now. We'll see if that can get a bounce there. But this is the first damage we've seen on any of these in a while. If this holds, though, I think weekly is fine. So I don't know if I can say much more else without losing my voice here. So anyway, let's wrap it up here. Little tiny liquidity grab there. 58.50 tomorrow on the way down. That's a little bit of interest. If that holds, I think we hold up into tomorrow's close. If we start going down early next week, I like the 580 and 575 areas on SPY. And above, I'm just going to say above 595, I think we squeeze pretty good. So that's all. Hopefully I got a voice tomorrow. So anyways, guys, I will wrap it up here. You guys take care. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. See you guys all tomorrow.